Hi, this is Kelly, and it's day 19 of my 100-day juice feast. I guess it's kind of day 18 and 19. I'll do a recap of both since I didn't do a video yesterday. We got home kind of late from a movie, and it was, I don't know, I was tired. I'm not great about being super dedicated to things like that. But maybe I should try harder because I think this is the third time I've missed a day in under 3 weeks. So that's, you know, once a week. Anyway, one thing I'm trying today is this light that Mama recommended to me. This is what the lighting would be like without it. This is actually you can't really tell, but it's this little light thing that you clip on. When I clip it on, I mean, it definitely makes things brighter, but I don't know. Now I think I look ghostly pale and strange. So honestly, I think maybe it's my computer. I think that the computer is probably just not meant very great at having videos or something. Because the whole thing just looks fuzzy to me when I'm looking at it, regardless of the lighting. Anyway, so yesterday, or rather, I should say 2 days ago, I said that my hunger was getting a little bit better, more controlled. But yesterday it was back full force again. So I don't know. That just seems to be a pattern for me. I don't go very long without getting really hungry. Yesterday, there was a lot of snow here in Iowa, and my husband and I had to shovel out our driveway and our sidewalks, and we had had 32 ounces of juice before we went out, and then we came back in and then had like another 32 ounces because we were so hungry from all the shoveling. Then we went to a movie last night, and we brought 18 ounces each of Todd's V8. We smuggled it in. I have a special, what I call my smuggle bag, which is a bag that I take to movie theaters that's kind of large and you can fit a lot of stuff in there. But we just had our juices in there and it was fine. We went with a couple friends and our friends didn't order anything. They just I think one friend maybe had snacks in her purse or something like that. But so it wasn't like we had to sit next to someone who was eating theater popcorn because I'll tell you one of the cruelest things when you're on a juice feast is smelling theater popcorn. But the thing is that I'm not ever going back to theater popcorn again, so I need to kind of get used to that. So it's kind of nice having a juice with me. Makes it a little bit easier. Also, there weren't very many people in the movie that we were watching. There was maybe 5 or 6 other people in addition to us. So there wasn't a lot going on. We just had to kind of, blinders on, going through the lobby where they were selling everything. It's one of those theaters that has pizza and hamburgers and wings and beer. And I mean, it's not just theater popcorn and bonbons or whatever anymore. Anyway, we survived that, got home last night, everything was fine. Then today, not much really exciting going on. We've been just taking down Christmas decorations and stuff, and my hunger has been back kind of under control again today, so not really sure what that's about. But I did have one exciting thing happen today. So I had ordered a juicer to travel with. So my husband and I are going to Mexico in February, and I've decided that I want to juice while I'm there because travel has always been my Achilles heel. Every time we travel, no matter how well I've been doing, how closely I've been following my food plan, I travel and I just cannot find food that fits my food plan, things that don't trigger me. And I end up getting really hungry. Even though we stay in Airbnbs so that we can make our own food, Tony really likes to go to restaurants, and ultimately I end up getting something that triggers my food obsession. And it's not just contained on the vacation. As soon as we get back, it goes on for months, and I can't get the control back, and I usually gain back everything that I lost, and the cycle continues. So trying to figure out how to navigate travel has been my biggest struggle since meeting my husband. And I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that maybe juicing really is the answer because this way I don't have to worry at all about trying to figure out what I can eat on menus where it's not even written in English and it's difficult to communicate with whoever's helping me. I mean, I have trouble getting food without oil here in the United States, and I'm speaking the same language as the person who's waiting on me. So anyway, I had done some research on what would be the best travel juicer, and somebody had recommended this one. It's maybe it's easier to show you the box. I don't know. No, it's probably backwards, isn't it? It is the Shine Vertical Slow Juicer SJV-107. So what the video that I watched that recommended this had mentioned was, if you want to take your juicer with you as a carry-on so that you don't risk getting it lost in your luggage, then you can't have anything that has blades in it. So a masticating juicer is going to be your way to go if you're going to carry through. It's also relatively small so that it could fit in a carry-on without and still be able to, I don't know, have your book or whatever in there as well. And it's really light, easy cleanup. So I tested that out tonight, and I need to make a comparison between. So we've got a Breville that we normally use, and it is fast, 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 but it is kind of messy, and the cleanup seems to take a while, and the yield isn't as great, and particularly with greens. And so um, today I have never actually timed from the beginning to the end, like washing the vegetables, juicing it with the Breville, cleaning everything up. But I will do that after this. But I did do it tonight, and it took 50 minutes, 50 minutes from the time that I washed all the vegetables, juiced it, and then cleaned everything up. The counter, washed all the parts to the juicer, and it took 50 minutes. And the yield was, we had made two, so I made Todd's V8, 64 ounces, or I doubled his recipe basically. And we had done that earlier today, and we had two 32-ounce jars with just like a little bit left that we had in a small glass. And this time we had two 32-ounce jars and then about this much in a third 32-ounce jar. So there definitely is higher yield. I don't know whether that's substantially higher to make up for how long it takes. I mean, when we're in Mexico, obviously we won't have a choice. It'll be the only juicer that we have. But I'm thinking, we're kind of thinking that maybe we could do a lot of the stuff in the Breville and then do the greens through the Shine, I guess I should call it. Now, one thing I wanted to mention, I mean, I loved it. It worked great. It was easy to use, easy to clean. There was one part to it where it goes, where the produce goes through the hole and spits it out. But that little spot seems to get stuff crammed in there, and it's a little bit hard to clean out. I don't know if that's because I was just jamming stuff in there and too fast, or if it's just part of the design, if it's just something that's complicated to clean. But other than that, it was like super fast to clean up and much easier, I think, than the Breville. But one thing I was going to mention was the Omegas didn't appear to be like substantially larger, just from what I've seen online. I haven't seen one in person. And I looked after I got this, I had looked on Facebook Marketplace because somebody had suggested that. And there were a number of Omegas for around $175 that I could probably have gotten, and it would have been a masticating juicer. And this one was $149. So for 25 more and probably not much larger, if it's larger at all, I could have gotten an Omega. So I don't know if how this compares because I've never used a masticating juicer or an Omega, but I'll probably try that. I figure juicers are probably like treadmills where, people use them one or two times in January and then decide they're not doing this anymore, and then they've got this really expensive equipment that they never use again, and you could get a really good deal on them. So like I said, I do like this Shine. It was recommended on a video where somebody was comparing them specifically for travel. I don't know if he just didn't do Omegas because one of the things that he was looking for was relatively inexpensive, and compared to a brand new Omega, even with the coupons that Todd on Juicing Mama has been showing, they're still pretty pricey. So, but if with Amazon or with Facebook Marketplace, maybe you can get a better deal on it. So anyway, that's kind of it for my day, and I hope everybody is doing great and just keep